What's going on, everybody? Drinks and streams. Giants off season. 2021 was not our year. If you missed the previous videos, 5-12 final record. We were 4-5 at one point. We were in it. The NFC East, predictably, did not have one above 500 team. So there's that. We're gonna look. We're close. We got 2 first-round picks here. Should be 3, but don't have that Chicago pick we should have. Um, so we'll see what we can do here. Our staff gonna keep them all on board. We realize the bigger problem here is QB and O line, and it's a general manager problem that I gotta solve. So first of all, we're drinking Devil's Backbone, munching on pumpkin. Um, Compared to other pumpkin beers, a lot more like cracker flavor here. But a good beer. I've been sipping on it for a little bit, so not the best head retention on a lot of pumpkin beers I've been finding, but pretty tasty. And I'm just leaning in the fall. But we are all set on staff moves. The Chargers and I think it was the Chargers. The Steelers and the Cowboys essentially just swap head coaches. This I think is the bigger underlying problem with staffing tree is the pool of available coaches is not great, and what I've been seeing is the computer doesn't make that many changes. I can't remember one off season where only 2 head coaches were flipped over to. So some work for the Madden team to do there. To walk you through, the Bucks won the Super Bowl again. Um, Tom Brady took Super Bowl MVP. Coach of the Year, Urban Meyer. That's a pretty big one. Trevor Lawrence took Rookie of the Year. They had a good year. Um, Sorry if I can't. So that's it. Those are the only awards we can see. I think in the previous week we were able to see the rest of the awards, unless I'm missing something. But we're not going to spend too much time on that anyway. So let's move on to the next stage. Last chance to re-sign anybody. We signed our 2 big guys. We got retirements here. I'm not sure. We might see Nate Solder retire here, but I think that's going to be it. Um, Chad Henne, no. Calais Campbell retires. That's a pretty big one. Jason Peters finally calls it quits after ending up on the Cowboys. Um, Unless I'm thinking I'm getting people confused. Alex Mack and Jerry Hughes, Andrew Whitworth, so some good players retiring here. Golden Tate calls it quits after landing with the Texans. Everson Griffin had enough of Kerry Cousins, I guess. So some good guys. Geno Atkins never got picked up or finished in the free agent pool. Jared Cook, who ended up on the Chargers. As far as the NFC East, nobody on the Giants. So no retirements we got to worry about. We have 23 pending free agents here, most of which I'm most likely going to let walk. Just because I find, first of all, we have no cap space. Second of all, there's not really anybody that we want to keep. Danny Shelton we were thinking about, but he regressed to the point where I don't think he's a starter anymore. Will Hernandez, we're going to bring in some new talent here. It's not worth signing him to a big contract here. And all these other guys are just kind of depth chart guys. So we're going to see what we can get done in the draft. We're going to take a look at our roster real quick and see if there's anybody that's a clear cut. Like we won't get benefit from trading Daniel Jones at all. We already got rid of Devontae Booker. So, I mean, we're not looking at too many players on the roster here. That maybe Kyle Rudolph is somebody we look to move to save some cap space since we re-signed Ingram. I think Cameron Irving is one of the free agents, so got some spaces to fill here in free agency that we're going to have to find the money for. We'll revisit that number to see if that includes all these pending free agents or not. I get the feeling that it doesn't, so that means we got some decisions I think that are going to be a little tough. But we'll get through that. we'll see what we can do. Really, the Logan Ryan contract, not worth, like, veterans don't progress properly in this game. Logan Ryan's going to be much more valuable to the Giants in 2022 than he'd ever be in this game. Especially when you give somebody 86 speed, it's only going to get to be to the point where it's almost unusable. Um, we can probably move on from, yeah, we're going to cut him right here, and we'll get another punter. So we'll save some money there at least. And you can see our draft picks heading in here. We have 2 third-rounders, so we feel good about what we've scouted. We feel good about how we're looking here. I'm going to use these staff upgrades while we got them right now. We're going to do all player personnel since we're in the off-season. We already dealt with contracts, so we have to go. Guess we'll use this, and then we'll maybe do one more here. Yeah, so that's all our staff points for now. As off seasons move forward, I guess we'll have more of an advantage. That's another thing. I'm not really sure how it's going to work in online franchises at all, but we will see. That's all we can do is wait at this point with Madden. All right, so we're in free agency now. Far fewer players, I'm sure. Let's see. I think it gives you a count up top now. Oh, not the right screen for that. We'll take a look at, well, Nate Solder's got to go for sure. I don't think we can trade him at all. I thought his contract ended this year, but that's the clear-cut way. We'll try to trade him. We'll see if we can get anything at all, but I will be very surprised if any team has a need for someone with this contract. Yeah, it is not gonna happen. So, see you later, Nate Solar. That will free up enough space to do what we probably want to do in free agency. We're not looking to make too big of a splash here. Just shore up a couple positions. Kyle Rudolph will keep for now, and then we'll see. Nick Gates will keep for now, and we'll see. So you can see, I feel okay at halfback. There are a couple guys in the draft we're looking at too. We're going to have to go get a fullback. We're going to need another wide receiver. Just depth guys though. Tight end we're squared away for now. We're going to need, I want to get at least one offensive lineman in free agency because realistically we need 3 new starters at least. Probably 4. But defensive tackle, there are a couple guys we scouted. Edge and inside linebacker, I feel okay with for now. Corner, we're good. Safety, we're good. So, our positions of need, quarterback, obviously, but that's somebody we'll have to draft. All right, so let's see here. Mitchell Schwartz would be nice, but I think we got to be real about who we're going after here. So Richie Incognito could be a nice stopgap. There's no sense in bringing in somebody that's not much better. So like Alex Kappa could be worth it, but when we're looking at like a guy like Morgan Moses, what's the point? Left tackle, we still gotta let Andrew Thomas do his thing. Not some great starters here. So what I'm thinking is we go after William Incognito here and try to get him on a friendly deal. So I'm going to lowball him quite a bit here because I need to save that money. And honestly, I don't think this is that unrealistic. We'll probably have to increase this a little bit. Go up to 5 and 2.5. Get it over 60, see if he signs. If he doesn't, not the end of the world. And we will look to see what we can do otherwise. We're going to need somebody big at defensive tackle. We do run the 3-4. Linval Joseph could be somebody we bring back. Brandon Williams, another option. They're both 33. I always forget Linval Joseph isn't older than that. But I mean, I guess that is pretty old for a defensive tackle. He's another one. I'm gonna throw him a small contract. Go up to 2 and just do 60 points even. So we'll see if we can't get him, and we'll go with somebody else here too. We'll bring PJ Hall in because we do need some depth. Well, let's take a second here and think about this. This could be better for us if he would sign, but I think he's going to be too expensive. Man, Von Miller would be nice too, obviously, but we just don't have the bones for any of this. Middle linebacker would be a good spot to get some depth. And we do need to snag a punter, so we should do that now. I usually just find somebody that's got a good leg and throw them the minimum. This will be fine, and then we're going to lower this. Or actually, let's withdraw that, and I do like Presley Harvin the third much better. I don't know how realistic him actually signing that 4-year deal worth that little would be, but we'll see if we can't get away with it. So I mean, I think this is where we need to start, right? And we're just gonna, Texans have an offer for him already, and so I don't think we're gonna sign him. But we'll leave that for now. Not super worried about punter, obviously. And we'll scout some college guys, make sure we use these points to the fullest. Because now we have the combine grades. The same scouting system over and over again, but somehow the game thinks I'm not going to understand it. So I'll see if there's any quarterbacks that have crazy grades. It'd be nice to get some depth where we could potentially maybe get some value for Daniel Jones. I don't know. I always look at bench press. It's usually a tell on arm strength. This is kind of an appealing guy, but I guarantee he's going to undrafted. I probably wasted my time there. I would like to know these fullbacks, because maybe we just draft a fullback in the late rounds, which I know it feels like a waste of scouting points, but it's good to know that some of these guys are draftable. Not really anything that stands out there. It's always a good sign in this scouting system when somebody doesn't do the combine. I feel like they usually end up being awesome. Haven't been paying attention to the notes at all. Those are usually little tells, but it's just not, the scouting system at this point is so tired. It's not worth the time. So we found one guy that could be a nice late round pick for depth, which we definitely need on the line. That's really, at this point, something we're just trying to do, and I'll try and scout a couple skill guys. Maybe we can snag a wide receiver in the third or fourth. If we got a good tight end, I don't think that guy will be there, but maybe Carson Skaggs is worth a look. I'll be very surprised if any of these guys signed, but oh, look at that, Linval Joseph. All right, so that leaves us with definite need on the O-line, because Kyle Rudolph is our current starting left guard, and our starting fullback. So I'm probably going to snag a fullback just to grab one, and if we happen to find somebody in the draft that's better, that'd be great. Not mad at this starting defense at all. Could use some help at linebacker and edge, but I mean, so not our top concern here. We really need Richie Incognito to sign. Now that we have some stuff shored up, I might up that offer a little bit. Otherwise, feeling okay about this. Because again, we really need to hit in the draft. So still nobody else bidding on him, so that's good. We'll up this bonus to 3 mil. We'll leave it at 310. Brings it up to 68 points. Hopefully that's enough. Wide receiver somewhere where we want to add depth. Not so much that we're pushing Kadarius Toney out of the top 3 in the starting lineup though. So I'm looking for someone young, maybe with speed, that's around 73, 72 overall. Or someone that can be our returner. So maybe Jakeem Grant, somebody we revisit. I forget what Jalen's speed is, 93. I think the problem with going younger and over 70 is you end up spending more money than you need to. I say McKenzie would be nice. He's asking for a lot, but we're gonna lower this on him. We'll see what he thinks about this offer. 55 points, but if he signs, he signs. If he doesn't, he doesn't. This is one of those positions I feel like we'll probably just wait to see who's still hanging around. And we wanted to look at fullback. We could and probably should consider trying to make a run at Patrick Ricard. I doubt he would even entertain this offer. What's the worst that can happen? Otherwise, I'll probably just try to bring Penny back. So we have one more week here to see what can happen. And we did not scout, I don't think. Okay. So we'll look at some skill guys now. 7.7, that's awesome. So some good late talent here. This guy could be awesome. Bench press and 40-yard dash in a top 5. So Jay Ayers is definitely somebody I hope we can snag. Wide receiver, we've got some guys scouted already. Really probably won't be able to take anybody until the 4th or 5th in this position. Maybe the 3rd round. Because we really need to go O-line and QB early. Alright, so we didn't get our punter, but surprisingly, Ricard went for this, McKenzie went for this, and Incognito. So, and apparently some of these guys have upgrades too. So that's awesome. Roster looks a lot stronger than it did now. And we are also 100% out of money until the draft is over. So this is what we're looking like now. Halfback could be worse, but really glad we got Ricard. That's going to really help out in a lot of different ways with blocking and really allow Saquon. Everybody's got over 90 speed at wide receiver. Tight end, we still have 2 good ones, and now our O-line's looking a lot better if we snag somebody that can play really any of this position, center, right guard, or right tackle. You put somebody in there that's good, and they're going to make the rest of the O-line better. Need some depth and future at defensive tackle. I feel good about Aziz's future. His morale's down. He's a star. He's 22. He's going to get up to like 79, 80 overall, even if he doesn't get any scenarios and get a superstar. And then I'm okay with O'Shane Zimenez here. Probably not our long term here, but it's a good budget play. He's a good pass rusher, and he was putting up some stats for us last year. and the secondary, Darnay Holmes is a star. So I think we're looking good in a lot of places here. And I'm gonna save us some cap money right now. Release Sam Beal, and maybe we can get some depth at one of the positions we need. Because I don't think he's gonna be a part of our roster at that price tag. Also safe to say, Andrew Sorrow will not be. So we need a punter. So maybe that's something we go grab right now. We need a backup halfback too. It would be 98 speed. I don't want to give him. And this would be just nice for the games that I'm using. I don't think he's going to sign for this, but somehow that offers 0 points. So I don't think he's not signing with us now. We'll see what we can do. Let's get a punter. Colquitt's always good. His leg's not the best, but I mean, punting in this game is so arbitrary anyway. We'll see if he signs. If not, we'll just grab somebody. I think that's it for now. We did not scout yet. We still got one more round of scouting. Alright, so we gotta make sure that we have everything that we've possibly done to find good linemen here. So we gotta look at some of these undrafted guys and try to find something. Every once in a while there's a good snag at some of these guys. Yeah. And really what we need is inside linemen anyway, but I don't think you get as many sleepers for guard. That was promising for a second. We've got all the centers that are worthwhile scouted, I think. Like, see, he's going to be undrafted. I don't know how you have all B pluses and you're projected to be undrafted, but it is what it is. Alright, well, let's see where we can use his last 10 points. Kind of disappointed with that. Alright, so we round out. We know where 2 more players are projected. Feel good about this. We'll set the board once we get to the draft. I always pause it. There's no sense in worrying about that. Let's get to it. Let's see where everybody went. League signings. Devontae Adams, a Steeler. Von Miller's going to the Dolphins. Devin McCourty didn't play last season, I don't think, but he's going to the Seahawks. Chargers shore up their O-line. Bengals are secondary. Rashaan Evans ends up with the Jets. Melvin Gordon goes to the Jets, so they had a good offseason. Colts got Gallup and Clowney. Steelers, Bengals, both had good off seasons. O.J. Howard going to the Washington football team. That's going to be a tough one for us to deal with. Keanu Neal goes to the Eagles. Dolphins made some moves as well. I know they probably had a ton of money. Maurice Hurst, Bengals and Jets both really used their money here. Raiders made some moves. Chargers land Hayden Hurst. Sure, they were hurting. Man, the Bengals signed everybody. But good to check that out. Let's advance to the draft. I think it's time. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. We have the second pick, so... So Maxwell Pearson goes first. I think it's safe to say with these quarterbacks that we have to go QB. Let's throw these guys all on our draft board that are first round projected. And then anybody that's an O lineman that's first round projected. Because that's definitely got to be our second pick. I don't think there's any way we can justify doing anything else. So none of the QBs are projected early first, which is rare anyway. I like the idea of a scrambler or an improviser. Really, Ricky Kinney's looking pretty good. He's a little shorter. Jalen Suttle, a little slower for sure, but bench press is much stronger. Eric Rudolph, I don't think it's going to be Rudolph. His combine stats look rough. RJ Davis actually looks like our guy. He has the best bench press and top 3 in almost everything else. So, I mean, I don't think there's any way we can't take him here. There's not even any like top O-line except our combine skipper and then the scouted center. So we're going to hope one of those centers falls to us. We got to get our guy quarterback here. RJ Davis, welcome aboard. 74 overall, better starting rating than Maxwell. 90 throwing power to start, 85 speed. Those accuracy numbers are really good for a rookie. So we'll see how this goes. I'm feeling good about it. Daniel Jones, sorry man, but your season was awful. So our next pick is 18, so we're going to hope for something good here. Jalen Suttle goes to the Lions the next pick. So 3 QBs to start the draft. All teams that needed QBs too. So good draft logic there so far. Eric Rudolph, maybe Mason Rudolph's brother, I don't know. So 4 straight QBs to start the draft. Jets get a good O-lineman or edge guy there, I think. Washington goes O-line. Eagles get a good-looking wide receiver. I'm glad we're not blinded by the light here anymore. 2 corners in a row. The Eagles got a good corner there, it looks like. Man, the Eagles got 3 picks here. Oh, Max Matlock, 77 overall rookie. And we're going to get one of the centers we want. Ricky Kinney goes to the Broncos. Would have been sweating that one out if we went O-line. So I think we know where I'm going. I'm going that guy that skipped the combine at center is our guy. 75 overall, only normal development, but that's okay because he makes us immediately better. He's going to get to be around 80 overall probably. Ranked 6 in true talent. We got him at 18. Pretty good stats. Got decent speed for a center. Run block and pass block are above 80 already, so going to be someone we can plug in the lineup right away and make our O-line much better, which is something we desperately needed. And then we have another pick early here, so in the second round, probably go O-line again, honestly. We'll keep this moving here to see where division rivals get. I think that tight end that we scouted is still available. Oh man, our teams that were the NFC East is having a good draft. There's Skaggs. That was the tight end we were looking at. So he's not going to be somebody that we have available, obviously. And we didn't need tight end, but it would have been nice to be able to have someone plug in there if we were to trade Kyle Rudolph, because I don't want Caden Smith to be our number 2. So D tackle was somewhere we were looking. It would have been nice. I think there are probably still some defensive tackles there. I'm gonna look at all the players we scouted and just look to see if there's anybody that is early second round or left on the board from first round and see. We'll look at best player available here. We probably still want to go with O-line, but it would not hurt if we managed to steal some early or mid first round talent. Because we did have a lot of O-linemen scouted that were projected in the third round. We have 2 third-round picks. And sometimes these guys do fall. Like this halfback could be awesome behind Saquon. He's a little slower. But early first round, go with a little thunder and lightning in the backfield. Alright, so we'll take a look at this draft board now. I think we gotta go with that left tackle and probably look to put him at right tackle. Or Gibson might be the play at right guard. Future left guard, maybe. This guy does have a good... He has a good running stats there. He actually ran a faster 40 than the center. He's much bigger though, so I'm not sure if he really projects to move to guard that well. So I think we gotta go. Gotta go with this left tackle. I think his numbers are just great from the combine. I mean, it's a coin flip between these two guys. I think Caleb Harper, if he doesn't work as a guard, I think Matthew Pert can kind of just slide him in. This guy as the starter instead, whereas James Gibson, there's not really the option to put this guy at tackle. So I think that's kind of how I have to approach this. All right, and we got somebody with a development trait too, so that's awesome. 75 speed, so I think an 84 acceleration, 75 agility. I think I could make him work at guard. That might honestly be what we do. So that pick worked out really well for us. We're not picking again till the third round. I feel good about where we're at, where I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead to it. Hopefully we can land either a middle linebacker or inside linebacker or somebody to help on the D-line now. Because I feel pretty good about... Nobody's left on our... Oh, there are players left on our draft board. Man. The question becomes, I don't like this halfback speed. I like everything else about him, though. And he's projected early. This might be one of the best value players in the draft. When's our next pick? 16, so we're about 11 picks away here. I'm gonna have to go with this inside linebacker, I think he fits the best here. 73, 90 speed, so that works really well as our second guy. Might be somebody we can get on the field for pass coverage eventually too. We're gonna go pick by pick to see if our guy at halfback gets taken. Washington grabs a quarterback late, 66 overall, or later, not that late. I bet you Philadelphia ends up picking one of the guys we want. Okay. Curtis Owens was not the back we were looking at. Man, we're going to get this guy, I think. I didn't expect both these guys to be there. I almost don't want to go with the halfback, but you got to go. Number 9 in true talent. We are crushing this draft. We're having the draft we needed to. 88 speed, not as bad as I thought he'd be either. So we got Saquon Barkley's back up here. That's awesome. Um, we're not super far from our next pick, but I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. Our defensive tackle that we had scouted is not there. So we're in the 4th round. Hopefully, yeah, we got a couple guys here that are 3rd round talent. We did a good job, 2nd round talent there, scouting all these defensive ends and D tackles. I wish I would have fully scouted this guy because he's got A1, A- power moves. I feel like he's going to be good. We're good at halfback. I'm going to leave that be. Jay Ayers was the guy we really liked. Maybe he'll fall a little more, but right now we gotta go. We gotta go defense here. We haven't shown the defense any love. Honestly, this guy might be someone we can plug in at edge. He's a little bigger, I think, than what we probably want. I'm not sure, but actually probably has the right size. He's the only 2nd rounder we have, or projected 2nd round pick. All these late 3rd round guys, I'm not gonna take. If anyone's early or mid 3rd round, I think there's probably at least one here. Yeah, like he's early 3rd round. Early 3rd round. And these guys are all 4th round. So I'm going to move Ayers up just so I have him here. So I think it comes down to Santiago Vallejo or Danny Irving. And I think just based on the projected talent, I think we have to go Danny Irving. Because really any of them fit in. So 49 true talent. We have not drafted anyone less than 70 overall. It's phenomenal through 4 rounds. We're definitely going to get one of these guys at 9 as well. So I think we got to go D-tackle. And then I think we have a pick early in the 5th round. Yeah, so I mean, there's 2 schools of thought here. I think we have to get another inside lineman here. We picked one that we're probably going to move to edge. So we got to get a true D lineman. And I think that's got to be Santiago. Power moves are A. Good combine stats for the most part. He'll probably be our number 2 behind Joseph. Yeah, awesome. And he has a hidden dev trait. So that'll be good. We'll see if anybody takes our guys. We right now at this point, I would like to take that other defensive tackle if he's there, or get one of these guys. But Jay Ayers and Jamison Verdon are the 2 that we feel the best about. So we're gonna go ahead and Eric Sweet was a good pick, 70 overall. Wow, some good quarterbacks late in this draft too, so really better talent at QB than I expected. We'll see if any of those guys have dev traits or things that'll make them good, but some good depth to be had there. There goes Jamison Verdon to Cleveland, also 69 overall. Chad Webster, 72 overall wide receiver. Would have been good to get a wide receiver. All the guys we scouted went pretty early. Darren May, 73 overall tight end. The Jets with a good draft too. Their offseason's just been awesome. Well, it looks like we're going to get our halfback here. Yeah, the Texans made the poor choice Evan Stallworth, I don't think he's going to be as good as Jay Ayers. So I think we're going to end up with two good halfbacks here. Um, let's see who we scouted at wide receiver, if anyone's even still there. Yeah, like we got the fastest guy in the draft still on the board, and he's a late fifth rounder. We'll throw him on the draft board. But I'm going with the short thing here. I mean, mid third rounder with the best bench press and the third best 40-yard dash. I think you got to see what he's about. Not as fast as I thought he would be, but a well-rounded back. This is good depth. Not a bad pick. Really shores up halfback for us. And then with all those linemen that went, our next pick is until the 7th round. I think here's where I probably try to trade somebody, especially with the two halfbacks. See if we can't get into the early 6th round. Because now we have... I mean, I don't know if either of these guys will be worth anything to anybody, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, it doesn't appear so. Oh, maybe. I think the Lions were picking pretty early, but I thought they were yellow and they were not. It was the Packers and the Panthers interested. Alright, so we got a couple. We're the Vikings. Let's see. Pick 174. And that's, I'm assuming that this will be fair value. Probably won't be. Pick 157 and then pick 189. And 184. So the Vikings have the best pick. Unless we were to assume that we could get a... I mean, let's just see. We could go 2 6-rounders. Maybe include our 7th here. Move up a little bit. Done. Alright. I think that's a good trade there for both teams. So we're back in the 6th round. I'm not going to bore you with 5th round draft picks, but let's see what we got here in the 6th round. My luck, there's going to be nothing here that we want now. Yeah, the wide receiver's gone. Let's see if anybody we scouted is... Yeah, we got a couple guys here. One of the fullbacks, or both fullbacks actually. I could see practice squad. We do need depth on the O-line and both these positions, so this is good. Early 5th rounder for Tyler Casey. Not going to take a fullback here, and late 5th rounder for this. So we'll go Tyler Casey here. Yeah, it's good value. 135. Nothing spectacular here. Good block shedding, so somebody that's good against the run. Decent tackling, I guess. Good hit power for our rookie. Terrible coverage, but to be expected. Rocks Jesse Armstead's number. Can respect that. Needs to make sure he does a good job with that. And this is our last pick of the draft. I see no reason to trade in the 7th. So I think we got to go Joe Carey here. Get the depth on the O-line. 66 hidden dev. I'll take that. Watch this guy be a superstar. Who knows? I cannot believe that this hold to reorder thing is still a thing. So let's see if we can get this to turn off. Yeah, there we go. If I hadn't been able to get Ricard, I would probably try to grab all those fullbacks, but just going to end the draft here. So I think our team got significantly better here. So we'll take a look at this lineup. And we got some position changes to make, but this actually might be something worth doing. I didn't think about moving Pert out of the starting lineup, but I do like Thomas at right tackle. Yeah, so halfback looks way better. Our offense just looks so much better. Defense is very well rounded. Ridgeway could easily take Blake Martinez's job headed into the next season if things go as planned. Our depth here at defensive line on the defensive line looks way better. Same for outside linebacker. Might still move Irving to edge, and I mean I guess we don't need to, but he doesn't have the size to be a 3-4 DE. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, we're just going to go, well, let's take a look at the full draft first. I mean, this is a very good class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys over 70 overall. Then you have 2 guys that are very close, and Joe Carey ended up having a hidden dev trait. So this draft couldn't have gone any better for the Giants. Unfortunately for us, in a way, our division rivals also had pretty solid drafts. Maybe not Washington, considering where they were picking. The Cowboys picked a little later. They ended up getting this awesome halfback, too. He's got a hidden dev trait, but some good depth for them, but nothing too concerning. And we got probably one of the best quarterbacks available. Shuttle and Pearson had normal dev. Eric Rudolph's got a hidden development trait. Good throwing power. A little slower, though. And I mean, we just have to hope that maybe RJ Davis is a superstar out of the gate. I'm sure that a lot of you guys know this, but you could potentially go see what the trade is already if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that for the sake of this video. You go into edit player, you look through, and it'll tell you exactly what their trade is. Yeah, so I feel like we got probably the best quarterback that we could have gotten. And really, you know, for as much as Dallas got that good halfback, Brown's not bad either. So, looks pretty good. Let's take a look real quick. I do want to edit some positions here on the O-line. So, I think we can make Harper a guard without a problem. So, I think he's going to be our right guard. When I look at the size of some of these guys, I don't see why not. And I'm going to give Pert another year to see what he can do at right tackle. And honestly, I think this will be good for everybody. So we move him to the inside. 75 overall. That gives us a very solid O-line compared to last year. And we've got good depth. And honestly, I mean, Joe Carey might walk in here and be the starting right tackle. Gonna get him the reps for sure. And we were gonna move Irving, I think, to the right side here. Because Aziz is playing the left side. So let's take a look here. Yeah, I think this is the right move here. I love this pick for Ridgeway, even if he's just normal. He could get a dev trait scenario at some point. Yeah, so I think really I look at Lelos as maybe moving him to... He's definitely a 4-3 defensive end type. So we're going to make him a right end here, just for the roster's sake. And then we'll probably try and snag one more, probably one more down lineman in free agency. And we still need a punter as well. And probably both these quarterbacks end up on the practice squad again. And we'll try to snag one more wide receiver. And I feel good with 3 backup linemen. Yeah, so inside linemen. And probably about it. So offense looks great now, 83 overall. We already have a team leader looking to mentor rookie. Let's see. We'll go through the preseason here as well and then probably call it a night. This first week of the preseason always lags a little bit. I hit A and we'll just wait. Mike Brown, all right. Long-term development's what we want to talk about, Saquon. You're it for now. I don't know. Again, like, I don't know why we need these jams. I don't think it's necessary for this. I don't think we need to watch them stare at each other while we read the dialogue. So we'll see what that means. We'll see who's going to the Hall of Fame. This makes no sense to me either.
DeMarcus Ware was selected 11th overall.
Yeah, so I think it's DeMarcus Ware. I forget who's season 2. But all our linebackers are going to get a boost. There's no connection at all between DeMarcus Ware and the Giants, but
38.5 sacks, ranked 9th all-time in NFL history. And his 9 Pro Bowl selections are tied with fellow legends like Walter Payton, Ed Reed, Derek Thomas, and John Elway. Now, DeMarcus joins them in the Hall of Fame.
I guess it's a temporary boost. I think they might have changed that from what it was in the beta. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that one specifically, but I could be right or could be wrong. Like with anything, I'm not gonna worry too much about. Actually, I will make sure that I want, for XP's sake, to make sure that we're splitting as much as we can and getting any reps to. Yeah, so free safety, backups. I have to change our depth chart once the season comes to have McKinney as the starter, but I'd almost rather have Logan Ryan as the starter now and get McKinney more reps. So we're going to get him all the practice reps as well. I'm not too worried about what we choose as our game plan. We'll do backups there. Split here, split here. I don't think anyone gets the reps when there's no backup, but we're going to split the entire O-line. And honestly, just say backups at left guard. I don't know what's going to happen with that. And I don't know if I like giving this to Mike Brown. We need to get Davis much XP as we can. These guys are all the starters. As much as I like Brown as a prospect, we got Saquon, so don't need to spend too much time on this. We'll power through, and I think we're going to play through the moments in the preseason game against the Broncos. So, or actually, what we did need to do was sign some free agents, though. Almost went too fast there. No longer need Moser, as much as I want that speed. I don't know how much. Let's see how much cap space we have. Yeah, so not a lot. We have about 5 mil. So we need to still be strategic about this. See if there's any good undrafted rookies like this guy right here, Johnny Greenberry. Might be a good one to grab. Juwan Cummins maybe. 6'1". With that speed is pretty good. Yeah, so I think the move is probably to grab as many cheap guys as we can that are practice squad eligible. Especially if they're rookies. Because this way we don't know as much about those guys. Like, we know who most of these guys are at this point. Did want to get one more inside inside lineman. None of these guys really have the size I'm looking for. I guess Michael Wooden could be good. Honestly, actually, this guy is kind of a beast. 310, 84 speed. He's got 2 years of experience already, but he'll take up more of our money than we have left, but that's okay. Let's make sure we get this punter now. Actually, this guy's kind of the right price and has the leg that I want. So awareness stinks, but he'll do. And we grabbed wide receiver already. We might grab 2. Let's see who our top guys are. Top 100. See if there's any rookies hanging out here that are very high. Oh, star. I'm surprised. I guess if you go in the free agent pool and you're not drafted, it just shows you. So I want to grab this guy for sure. We have to cut somebody first though, because we do not have the cap space. And I'm not exactly. I think we'll probably drop a corner, or you know what? I think dropping Cole McDonald will do it. I think we were only off by a little bit. Let's see. I think it might have been more. I have the memory of a fish, so we're at 51 for the roster too, so not feeling great about that. So we might end up having to trade Kyle Rudolph just to make some room. I don't think there's anyone else on the roster that's really dispensable that is going to save us a ton of money. Like I don't like to do it, but we could. Blake Martinez kind of is, but not really. I guess I can let go of Tay Crowder, but that leaves us kind of vulnerable at that position. All these guys, for the most part, have pretty new deals, so it's not. I guess Nick Gates makes sense. He's going to give us the money we need to go get 3 players, I think, maybe. Because we'll probably put a couple of those guys that we just signed on the practice squad. So I like that move. Even though I really didn't want to let go of Nick Gates. He's good depth. Johnny Greenberry. This guy also kind of fits into what we're trying to do here. That would give us 52. But I'm looking for one more just like hidden gem, undrafted rookie. I don't know that we're going to find it. I think Larry was it for us. Yeah, we're getting kind of into the zone here where there's guys that are not going to be useful for us. So let's see here. It would be nice to add somebody at the tight end position that's practice squad eligible. I don't think we really have the caps. Oh, surprised. 29-year-old is in here. A couple 29-year-olds. Surprised to see that. Since we only have 2 backups on the O-line, I think I'm going to grab this guy here. That'll give us 52, which is kind of close enough, I guess. I'd like to go 53 just for realism, but I mean, what is realism in this franchise mode? let's see what this means as they stare down each other to some relaxing music here. All right, Mike Brown's a superstar, just like that. So, already just made the draft look that much better. Now we got another rookie that's looking to be mentored here by Richie Incognito. Oh, technical difficulties, please hold. We definitely need to make Andrew Thomas's pass blocking better. We'll go ahead and say pass block power. So that's looking good for us too. Awesome. We got a new injury. Let's hope it's nothing big. Danny Irving, our rookie, 2 weeks. It's unfortunate for him. Wanted to get him some reps. Let's make sure we're using these skills on the skill tree. We want to keep going with our O-line, so that's something we could definitely use. We'll just go ahead and power through this. We're going to get our first look at our rookie quarterback, see who this camp standout is in this other scenario. We're getting a lot of them this offseason. I think it's because we got so many young guys. So interesting to see how many of these you get when you have younger guys. I think something to think about an online franchise too. Will probably make rebuilds a lot more fun, more engaging. You know, I can kind of see how old these cutscenes will get so quick, but still a nice thing to see them enhance these a little bit. I just think it would have been nice to see them expand this a little bit as far as the presentation goes. If they were going to put in these cutscenes, I think they'll work on them. It's just a little raw. So we got another new injury. Let's hope, again, nothing big. Getting hammered at outside linebacker here. Young guys, too. So we got some players to upgrade. Darnay Holmes has been... He's going to take the next step this season for us. Man coverage and press get boosts here, so that's good. Star development, 24. Good speed, good man coverage, good play rec. Saquon gets Jamie Newman, I'm kind of hoping will turn into somebody that can be our backup, and we can maybe sign. I think his contract is going to be up this offseason, so can kind of sign him for cheap. I mean, he's not the best player by any means, but good enough, especially in a sim game where you can save some money there. We'll already save money once Jones comes off the books. And I think that's kind of the trick for a lot of these teams is trying to get there on that rookie quarterback's third or fourth year, right? Where they're still they have a low cap hit, and he's your starting quarterback where you can kind of throw money at other things. So apparently a couple of guys were hurt here. We're going to look at the depth chart real quick. This is the look that I like if you haven't watched previous videos. I like this over the lineup setup. So I'm actually going to sit Saquon out this game just because I want to see these other backs. I want to see Jay. We're going to say it's Ayers. It might be Ayers, but it's a made-up running back, so that is what it is. So he's going to be out this final game, just so we can get a look at these other guys. The rest of the lineup I think we're going to roll with. Just so we can get an accurate portrayal of some of these guys. And we need to make sure. Well, Aziz is up to 70. Now we got rid of all those morale issues. We get a good look at kind of how these guys are looking. Now this is something I wish in the preseason. I hope that maybe they can adjust in the future. Is I wish that you had the ability to decide how long the starters were in for, and I think that could be a good scenario, similar to, do I want these guys to do I want these guys in the bye week to practice hard, or do I want them to kind of sit things out? So I think that's something they need to look at as another small addition. But I mean, as I'm hypercritical of EA, I'll tell you this: is like, I just think they don't look at finer details, and I say that as I skip strategy to play this preseason game, but I just don't see it enough from them. I don't get the sense that they're like geeking out on franchise mode the way that their players are, and that's problematic. So we get a look at Davis, first primetime game here. Not really, but get a look at some of our other rookies. Got very young this offseason. So we'll see Davis with the starters here. We'll get Mike Brown some reps with the starters. I didn't take a look at what his skills are. I'm just very excited to use anybody that's remotely more accurate than Daniel Jones. Start this slow, set some things up here. These PlayStation 2 fans. This new and improved O-line. Yeah, Brown definitely runs more like a Brandon Jacobs. I gotta look at his size, but he's a big fella. He feels big, at least. I wish I could see that matchup. Need Galladay to have a better season for us than he did last season. I think a part of that will be me simming more games. We're probably going to sim the first few. Uh-oh, that's a big one for the Broncos. Oh boy. Hitting under pressure. Love to see it. Daniel Jones would not make that throw in this game at all. So, that was beautiful. Hung in there, and I mean, right in the face, unguarded safety coming on the blitz, and he makes the perfect throw. Welcome to the team. We'll get an idea of how bad Brown is at running routes here. There we go. Big run. Davis has still got the speed. Maybe not as fast as Daniel Jones, but fast enough. Good start to the game here for these guys. Defense is holding their own too. Haven't even had a scenario for them. Gonna see if we can pick this up with Brown. Let's give him the ball. See what this O-line can do too. Alright. I think it's gonna be 4th and inches. I'm willing to. We got the spot. Alright. Never mind. 3rd down alert here. Another 3rd and 3. I like this call for the end zone, but I think again this is another good spot to see if Brown can pick up a 3rd and short. That's where we're gonna look to use him. Alright, another one. He's a big dude to get a lot of those animations where he falls forward. So Giants offense looks great comparatively, and anyone that's watched some of these previous videos, if you haven't, check them out. Um, Knows that I do not. I'm by no means that good here against a computer, especially. So um, I'm interested to see if we can catch Galladay on this fade with this superstar ability, because he's got red zone threat. He's got single coverage there. Let's go up and get this. Worth a shot. I'm not good at that. I know there's some guys that have figured that out. I'm going to go for it here on fourth down. It's the preseason. We're winning for now. That's a tough one, because that's probably his last of the game. I guess the defense just turned it over, so take that. '81 overall fullback we just signed. Goes right past the linebacker, but we won't judge him too hard on that. Hopefully that's not the start of something bigger there. Slowest juke ever, but 9 yards. Look at that, 18 touches in the first half for this guy. He's getting his time, and we'll run the read option here, even though that corner's probably still gonna stuffed. I think we still gotta go for it. We'll run stick here. It looks like Ingram might have a favorable matchup. It looks like they're coming with a blitz. Yep, right there. I don't know how it's not a touchdown if both his feet are in the end zone, but alright. They didn't even call that a first down. Oh, alright. Danny Dimes is in the game. Tough fourth down to give up. Drew Lock hanging out as the backup. I guess Bridgewater's probably still their starter. I didn't even get to play them. That's a lineman in coverage, but we got it done. Good pressure there. Want to see what our boy Larry here can do. Hit him with a quick out, or Cummins. Both these rookies that we grabbed as undrafted look pretty good. He holds on. Good route. First down. Got that off a little late. The button sticked on me there. 3rd and inches. Great time to see if our boy Ayers can do anything. Good run there. Our run game looks good here with Barkley out, and I think that's a testament to the O-line being better. They take the timeout. Good way to end the preseason. I feel way better about this roster than it was a year ago. I think the Giants in real life will be better than 5-12, but you know, who knows what's going to happen with the quarterback situation. It's a good stop there. But I think this is a similar route of progression where I think, you know, they're going to be in 2 years potentially pretty good, with or without the quarterback situation resolved. Because I think you'll be looking at, they'll address that pretty aggressively. Ooh, that was a tough decision. I just make terrible decisions with Daniel Jones. It's built into him. So, I mean, great stat line for the rookie. 170 yards, 2 Ds, 0 interceptions. Jones comes in and has a good time as backup. Brown, good rushing line there. Not as good for Ayers, but Galladay actually went over 100 yards. We need Kadarius Toney to have a good year. No sacks for us, which is a little rough. Dory Jackson gets a pick. No turnovers, but I mean, we were lights out. We didn't give up a touchdown, so can't be mad at that. Got some rewards, which is awesome. Got some staff points to upgrade these guys. We have no cuts to make. We're at 53. So we'll go ahead and give our franchise, or give our look at defense here. We haven't given this guy too much love. Thomas Quinn, our defensive coordinator. So we hit the bye for preseason next week. See what happened with our rookie here. I would love for these scenarios to, they always have nice things to say. I'd love for it to work with a rookie that's maybe like normal development and just say that they're not getting it done. You know, that it's always positive, and that becomes the problem in franchise mode, is it's always progressing and there's not a lot of regression. And I get it. Like, you, as a user, you don't want to see your players progress, obviously. But in online franchise, it's a great example. Every team gets much better overall wise than when they start. Everybody's over 80 overall. And that can't be how it is. That's not how it starts in this game. It's not how it is in real life. And maybe it's a matter of like changing it where it's a setting. You know, maybe regression is easy, medium, hard. And you have leagues where people care a little more, where you're not as worried about user turnover. But I think that's something, the XP system in general is just kind of not real. It's not realistic. I'm always looking to see, we need to sign practice squad players for one. So we're going to just snag some of these guys. I think I like the way our roster is, but always looking to improve. So we could always see at some point, and probably not here right now, but at some point, some guys that could be better for us. A lot of good rookie wide receivers here. And some of these guys I didn't see, so some of these guys I do think were cuts. We're going to take a look, too, to see if anybody... This guy was on our roster last year. We're going to throw him on the practice squad as well. Some positions we probably want to grab. Grab one corner here. 90 speed on the outside. I'll put that on my practice squad. We have a couple edge guys there now. Both these guys are rookies. I don't think they're going to have development traits, but it doesn't hurt to check. Not really the size we're looking for out of these guys. Michael Wooden was actually somebody I think we were looking at in the draft. This guy's 21. And probably another O-lineman wouldn't be the worst thing to throw on the practice squad either. We'll go with another guard. I think we might be at 10, but might have room for normal more. We'll see. Not a lot of rookies happening here. Not a lot of talent in general. That guy is 27. Maybe one of these full... there are no fullbacks. We'll throw Cole McDonald on the practice squad as he's been on there. No rookie quarterbacks we're throwing on there. 52 overall is pretty rough. 2 kickers. I'm not going to put a kicker on there though. looking to add him to the practice squad, and I think that should be it. I'm surprised we're still going here. Wouldn't hurt to add one of these middle linebackers, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Oh, and I did want to look at, see if anybody's sick is on anybody's practice squad. I doubt it. I feel like the computer doesn't really do a good job with this. We have the best practice squad, it looks like. Josiah Scott, decent, but 2 years of experience, not worth stealing either of these guys. I love the speed, but it's not going to do damage to somebody like I would like to do. And again, it looks like we have one of the best practice squads. The game does an interesting thing where I feel like they don't usually give guys that are rookies onto the practice squad. BJ Horn's pretty good, but again, I don't think we're breaking any hearts if we took one of these guys. And we're pretty young as it is. Could take a flyer on that guy, but it's not worth how close we are on the cap and the way that it works in this game either. If I could go over and then get back, maybe, but if I have to cut guys and do the math offhand, it's just not worth the trouble. So we're ready to pop into the game. Let's get all of this stuff taken care of going into week 1, and we'll probably just sim the game. So we have our camp stand out here. Dexter Lawrence. So we need 2 sacks or tackles for a loss to continue his breakout. This was something I was begging for a while, was like an ongoing breakout scenario. I don't love, my idea for it was that it would be, instead of that 2 per game, that it's 6 over the course of 4 games or something. I think it prevents stat padding in online leagues a little bit, or just chasing those stats. So I'm going to 6 to 7 goals. 7 wins is my goal. We already lost somebody off our practice squad, but that's alright. Weekly strategy. Let's take care of this. We'll just give the backups the reps in that regard. We'll split linebacker. Split right outside linebacker, split corner, and split these guys. It's still blitz counter by default almost every time, but I think that's the move with the rookie quarterback going in. So we gotta edit our depth chart actually too. Because I manually moved Saquon out there, he's not our halfback. It's not as a starter anymore. That would be a pretty big mistake there. And I think here it makes much more sense to have those 2 over McKenzie. As much as I like him, he's kind of a gadget guy. We brought him in depth, possible returner. I don't think we're going to make him the returner. It's great to see these young guys with this kind of... I don't know how Pert ended up off of depth chart here, but I think going into the season, it just makes more sense to have him as the starter. Carey will be kind of our guy. That's going to be a backup in most spots. Carey and Lemieux, it's great having this kind of versatility. Some flexibility here where we can move some guys around and be okay if we get an injury. So feel good about some of these guys, good backups. This guy is a tank, man. 68 overall and 84 speed. That's awesome. He's not going to do much on his own, I'm sure, but he wouldn't be the worst guy to use her. I'm actually going to move him to third defensive tackle. So we're all set here otherwise. We'll stick with Jimenez as the starter here. We got 6 corners. Eccles is still there, but good depth at corner. McKinney's going to be our starter going into the year. Kick returner, I think we go with Cummins to start. I think he's the one. I like the way this is set up. We'll go with McKenzie on punts. Or you know what? Let's put Larry Springs in. See if we can't get him going. So third down back, still gotta be Saquon. Kind of like having Brown as the power, though. I think I'm going to keep him there. Kadarius Toney is slot. Our rushing ends are in order there. And then we're going to put in both our linebackers here. So that'll be the one big change there this year is not having a safety there as a linebacker in those passing downs. I like the way that's set up. That's it. We're ready to go. Well, not ready, but we're ready to get through this at least. Let's make sure this stayed the same. It did. So now all of a sudden we got some competition on the O-line, some depth. I like the game day goal I'd rather go for rushing TDs, I think. We're just rushing overall. Yeah, let's go for rushing yards. Start this training. Then we'll upgrade players, see where we're at with that. Hopefully no injuries here. It's fast to just see if anything pops up on the injury report. So this is my beef here that you'll see is these conferences are so redundant. Every week one, are we going to do dominating offense or stifling defense? Going to go dominating offense just to change it up, just to be a little different. We're going to dictate the flow of the game and get a big enough lead to make their offense one-dimensional. We're going to do this on the ground for sure. Our O-line's revamped. We want to pound the rock. Solid run game. It's going to limit the opposition's possessions. And the longer on offense, the less they got time to score. So that'll be an added bonus if we get to 150 rushing yards towards our game day goal. We're going to look for him to show some flashes as a rookie, you know. We just want him to be himself. It's interesting, this reporter's holding the holding her phone below her hand, and then there's a guy just sitting there with no way of taking notes. Interesting presser. Game plan, elite quarterback. Aaron Rodgers still around and kicking. We're going to limit his passing. I'm not too worried about his scrambling at, 37 now? Got some enhanced zone and man coverage. So we got an opportunity to upgrade some players here too. Gonna keep Kadarius Toney moving on deep threat. Hopefully we get even more speed. That'd be awesome for him. But I mean, honestly, he's looking like he could be one of the better slot receivers in the game if we keep it up. And we definitely got to keep Andrew Thomas's pass blocking going. He's just so far behind in development when it comes to pass blocking. His run blocking looks great. Pass blocking a little rough. and just keep that speed rushing going with Aziz. He's getting up there. I think he's gonna have a big year. This is his breakout year. Finesse moves +5. He's at 87. Good speed. So he's gonna be tough for this O-line to stop. So that about does it. We are gonna sub through. So we'll see how this went. We have the better team on paper. We won 17-14. So come back, 1-0 Giants. The rest of the East except Washington won as well. 1-0 Giants looking to keep this rolling against the Colts, Cardinals, Steelers, and Cowboys in the next stream. We've got to see how Dexter Lawrence did, see how we did on Key to Victory, see how our rookie performed, game plan, elite quarterback, see how the defense did against Aaron Rodgers. And what we will do is we'll take a look real quick at the stats on this Packers game. So Green Bay almost came back there in the fourth. We were winning 17-6. So that was a pretty good lead. Player stat wise, great performance for RJ Davis. He definitely showed some streaks and did not turn the ball over, which is what we want to see. He took 6 sacks, so that's not good, but 77% completion percentage, awesome. Saquon, a little slow on the ground. Decent start for Mike Brown. He got a touchdown as the power back. We got Saquon the ball in the air, though, so we found him. Kenny Galladay, Evan Ingram, Tony, Slayton, all putting up some decent yards. Let's see who gave up these sacks. Our rookies. Harper and Reed on the inside. Gonna need to be better than that. And Thomas and Incognito also. A little rough, but we got some sacks as well. It looks like we fell 0.5 short for Dexter Lawrence. We'll see what they give him. These scenarios have not made any sense at some point. Aziz stole his thunder with a half sack. Leonard Williams and Blake Martinez both come in with one as well. Then our guy Larry had a humble day on special teams, but again, coming up with the win there against Green Bay, start week 1, that's huge. So looking good for the team. And then leaders, Bridgewater had the best week 1, almost 400 yards. So that's huge for him in Denver. Beating Carolina, Bridgewater's old team as well. Tom Brady's still kicking. Trevor Lawrence is just taking over. 4 touchdowns in the first game, and he beats the Texans as well. J.K. Dobbins comes back strong from his injury. You saw Scotty Miller have a good game. No big surprises there. J.J. Watt still crushing it. 4 sacks. 4 sacks for Arizona. So that's big. Marlon Humphrey. So the league looks about how the league looked. We'll see if any rookies continue to emerge. And this week we get one of our rookies back, Tyler Casey. So thanks for checking it out. Follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and we will see you next time as the Giants try to make sense of it all here and take the NFC East back.